Namaskaram to all of you. It's glad, Hari Krishna is able to share it. So we will keep this screen MOOC because we are on that, the first screen MOOC. We had some interaction with some students or youth from Namibia because we have every Saturday 7:30 a group of people joining to learn music of different languages. The idea is every Saturday we join together, in which one person who will teach their mother tongue or maybe closest to their heart, whatever language, the traditional music, songs which they are conversant with, not film songs which has got a message probably to motivate somebody to understand, learn, and also get into the deep culture of that land. So India has got variety of such languages. So we thought we will share within India, but it has gone internationally. We had people from Brazil, Argentina, Africa, Indonesia, songs including Hebrew, Japanese, Native American, Sanskrit, definitely Indian, most of the languages we covered, including Kashmir to Malayalam, and from Gujarat to Punjab to Bangla we had. During that time we got into contact with the Namibian group of students, and we have somebody joining very active who could mobilize some students from Namibia. The idea was to make them to join for this music program. But then during discussion we found that most of them discontinued their studies because of COVID, because they are not able to pay fees and all that. I have been invited into many educational international forum in which a lot of blah 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 seminars, which says the world is going to be the sustainable development growth is great and all that. But coming to the ground, most of the students have this problem, including my own servant maid. I sit in a city called Hyderabad, which is well connected. For last 2 years, the daughter of my servant maid did not go to schools, and no open classes, no internet classes. It's all disconnected from studies. I had a lot of concern about small children not getting educated. I was talking about what will happen to age 3 to grade 3 children, because they don't have online programs, and that's a time when people have to have social interaction. So I've been sharing a concern how we can help. There were a lot of effort at different levels. Probably that is what one contribution which I did during the COVID for last 600 days. I was pushing into this. Therefore, on discussion, last time we had one session, last week, same time, in which again from Tanzania, Innocent was there. Many people were there, my friends from Africa generally. We found that the other part of the world people have to stretch their hands to help what, like massive open online courses which are available. There are problem of connections also. Sometimes they don't have internet connections. We cannot solve some problems, but some problems can be solved. So whatever we can support, whatever style we can push, we will start supporting. That was one assurance give. In the last 1 week, there were a lot of people coming up from Namibia especially, because of one lady, Justin, she was pushing it all through to help her youth around her. So I thought we should connect this and then record it and keep it so that people can make use of it. Luckily, it is less than a month I met Lena Francis, though I was there in Seeb few years back. I know the school, and I found she is one who is totally into this. Probably other day she published a paper. She just shared that paper also to me, the publication. So may I invite without any delay Leena ji. We are very informal. Leena was asking what is the sequence and how. We are very informal. We don't have lot of Thanksgiving welcome bouquets and all that. We are here very, very, very limited families type of gathering where we help each other so that people understand. We share every knowledge what we have. Okay, that is what we do. No canvas, no format. So I'm sure now the display is not my slide, it is Dr. Leena's slide. Dr. Leena, please, whatever way you think practically, we are not looking at theoretical, how practically we can take this, not only to African youth, but to everyone. Because I keep saying it to many people. The other day also, I had a student who wanted to do chartered accountancy. I said, you don't worry, go to tuition centers. You look at all the programs which they offer in the open sources. Keep learning it because you can get international classes. So well documented, and you get certificate from international universities free of cost. Why do you pay for the tuition which is substandard and then mug up something, copy something somewhere which has no content? We don't want that because world is open. So I'm sure there are people who joined here also have done a lot of such courses. I have been popularizing it not now, last 15 years. It is only that it is available today for people, but I wrote my first book on online pedagogies and practices for e-webnet learning, adaptive learning, when I was director for Academic Staff College in 2005 to 2007. It is 16 years back I wrote this book. How education can become open, how it can become flexible for you. See, when a teacher teaches, you cannot stop it. The advantage here is I am recording it and posting it onto YouTube. Anytime you can replay it, you can take rest, you can look at it, you can re-listen to that, repeat as many times. So that is the advantage of open learning. I am sure it needs some directions, some doubt clearance from many people, and experts are available in the world and you can connect today so easily. It took only for 3 days or 4 days for me to connect to different people in the world. Right? So it's very simple. It is not that difficult for me to collect 1,000 people here on a conference, but my aim is not that. My aim is whoever really requires, let them come and then understand and get some benefit. If one person gets a benefit out of this program which we are spending with the 10 people internationally, we could help one person from some part of the world. I think we have done the job. That's all what I'm looking for. Okay, so welcome Leena ji. We have got students who are with me for last 10-15 years also joined here. I have got here the person who is presenting is my own son, who is in Dublin.
Okay.
He has done his PhD in social science. He also lived in Africa to do his project, so he know Africa really well. So we have international people with great exposure. I am not that brilliant or I have got that much exposure as many others have got who joined here. So I'm sure I'm also learning a lot of things from each one of you. Thank you. God bless you.
Sure, sir. First and foremost, say good afternoon or good evening, whatever country we are listening to. I'm so happy that there is no formal welcoming and thanking because it's a waste of time, I do believe. Here we are together for just sharing our knowledge and experience and what more we can learn from each other. So then let us just get into MOOC. As all of you know, MOOC stands for Massive Open Online Courses. And it's no more a new term to all of us by virtue of the pandemic, I should say. Certain things are always a blessing, though lakhs and lakhs or millions and millions have had difficulties. But in terms of the online examination or education, definitely it is a boon. So can I just get into the next slide, please? You can keep, yeah. So when it comes to here, it's moving on to MOOC. Moving on, as I rightly mentioned, just this 2020 March 15 is the time where in Oman this lockdown has started. Probably the same time with almost all the other countries with a difference of say 1 month or so. Till then, we all believed, 90% believed that yes, physically going to school or a college or a university and then getting into that physical classes is a must. There is no other go. At least 90%. Yes, definitely the 10% was doing it as rightly DrTPS said. They were aware about it. But then this massive amount of getting into this digitalized world in terms of education, teaching, learning has started ever since this pandemic has started. And we understand that the teacher role, the role of a teacher, I'm basically a teacher. It is being changed from the entire source of knowledge. I am the resourceful person. Nobody else can get. Nobody knows more than me. No, it's not like that. Now it is open to everybody, irrespective of the month or a time or a gender or a country. It is open to everything. This is the massive, the fantastic fact about MOOC. So with this message, if we have to reach to every single nook and corner of the world, I think that is the best thing what we can do. As to certain things are the images are self-explanatory. I don't have to look into it, as are all non-learned people over here. Next slide, please. Just keep moving it. Yeah. As it has been said, yes, massive open online courses are a novel and emerging mode of free online learning that supports learning in a variety of different subjects. I really say again, variety of different subjects, and it's open to anybody, anyone with access to a computer and an internet. They provide content including short video lectures or digital reading, interactive assignments, discussion forums, and quizzes and whatnot. The kind of, because I also have done a few courses with this ever since this pandemic has started. And then I was so happy to experience a kind of video lectures and the interactions and the quizzes what they are giving. It is something different from what normally we have been doing the physical classes. Yes? It's a guardian. The term has changed into a guardian. You know what is and who is a guardian. And you can see different posters in different costumes. As I rightly said, irrespective of the country, the region or religion or the time, it is open to everybody. You need to have a minimum thing, that is, you should have an average kind of a speed internet and a laptop source, a digitalized source, resources, device. That's it. Yes? Now, the president of EDUX, all of you must have heard about EDUX, yes? And it was Anand Agrawal, 2013. He said that borderless, gender blind, race blind, class blind, and then of course the bank account blind. You don't have to worry about the finance part of it. You know, if you tell you to take a course for 3 years from Harvard University, you know how expensive it is. It could be. Whereas here in this MOOC platform, we are able to get it almost, I can say, without any amount, we will be able to finish the courses, complete the courses. That with certification. That's the beauty of this program. Yes. Here, massive line, I just explained a little bit of terms over here that is significant in number of participants. That's a massive, gigantic, enormous. Other terms we say the meaning is same. That is in number of participants. Significant number of courses. There are so many courses. If you take up some university, we are seeing almost 658 different arena. There are something new which I never knew. Even that is also into it. That's so that enormous it is. That means it's a significant number of courses. And to scale the learning, that is material, projects, and assignment, and then outcomes, they're also really. So when we say massive, it is in massive in by all means. Coming to open, yes, the learners across the globe, they can do it irrespective of where it's placed, and then the learner can access it wherever and whenever they want at their pace. And coming to the next part of it, pursuit, it depending upon their own pace. They can take up 2 weeks time, 3 weeks time, or in a week time, 5 hours. It's all depending upon, based upon the way learner is designed. Whereas if you take up any other courses, basically it will be of, say, a specific time which is being done by the university. But here we have that kind of a freedom to take up whatever pace you have to get into it. Yes, the next one. It speaks about online, yes, lectures, other assignments and assessment, as I already mentioned, and to form study group. That is something which I was so very happy. We can get connected to different parts of the world and different culture, and then we are sit together as a group to think about only particular point. So then study groups are very active in that. And then the courses are proven and modern learning pedagogies have been updated into that one, and using the offline. There are times where we can also get into offline in the sense, if at all you require, if it is the same country, yes, if you want, you can make it even offline. But otherwise, basically the groups are together, study groups are together. We also have got some video sessions with the teacher, with the professor and the students. So these are all the salient features of MOOC. Yes. Characteristics of MOOCs, as I said, that using the web formats, collaborative learning. If you ask Nowadays, you have been hearing about this 21st century skills. Whether you take national education policy, and always we speak about this importance of C's. It's cooperation, communication, creativity, collaboration. So in this, definitely collaborative learning skills are utilized. Assessing their knowledge by various ways. And of course, time is not a barrier and space is not a barrier. These are the characteristics of MOOC. Yes, please. Coming to the who started MOOC, yeah, just a bit of history. If you see, it has been, you can all of you can read that. It's Stephen Dons, and the term MOOC, it was coined to refer to a course developed by Stephen, and there are two people over there, Mr. George also, and then it's somewhere in 2008 they have started taking it as a connectivity as the main features of this. Yes, that's about the beginning. And the first course, yes, it's the artificial intelligence. Now, if you notice, even the CBSE also has taken this into the curriculum, that is artificial intelligence. The first MOOC to be the very successful course, the course they have taken was artificial intelligence by Sebastian Tarun and Peter Novich from Stanford University in the fall of 2011, almost 10 years time now. And you won't believe the number of people who have taken up around the world. You can see it on the screen. That is 6-digit number. It's 160,000, and signed up to learn jointly. The first time in the history that a course met so many students. It was a big revolution in the field of, or in the arena of studies, academics. Yes. A few examples which I have taken up. Yes, it's all readable, and quickly we'll just go through because the time also, I didn't want to take up so much of time. edX, which is known to everybody, and this one are in now. Users are 24 million people from since 2020. It's founded in May 2012. Next. Coursera, yes, it has got, I was doing some courses through this one. It is amazing, dear, whoever is listening to me, it's just amazing, Coursera. It's also founded in 2012, and there are 77 million people are using it. And so feeling so happy that we are all connected, 77 million people around the globe, we are connected through this Coursera. And the courses are, and then the topics, they're simply awesome. Next, please. Khan Academy, yes, you must have heard about it. And then our founder is Mr. Salman Khan, and founded 2007. Khan Academy is again a non. It's very, very popular among us. Yes. Next, quickly we can go. Udemy, yes, it's also 40 million people are using, and 2010, May 11th onwards, almost now say 11 years now. Remaining are readable. Next one. This one, Allison. It's basically useful for this work culture, you know, for improving the work skill. This group is very useful, Allison. And then enhancing the job-oriented skills and to get a new job are the top motive considered under the career benefits for enrolling in MOOC courses. As DrTPS was mentioning, I was a co-author of a paper which speaks about the challenges. Basically, we were concentrating about the factors associated with student enrollment, the completion, and the dropout of this MOOC. It was a paper which we took almost say 6 months time to get the data and then analysis. So which speaks about basically for them, as far as the ones who are into the profession, for the improvement of their career, they're utilizing MOOC as one of the good platforms, because they can be on the job and at the same time you'll be able to improve and enrich their qualifications, certificates they can gain. Next. These are just one short, many things. Yes, next one. Yeah, this is just one of the studies which I picked up, and then I have noticed that gain knowledge is the essential for my improvement. 64% of people have been just in analysis. There are so many. If you see a literature review when we were doing it, I think almost say 23 to 24 papers have been given only in the year 2020-21. That time it has really gone multiplied. I can see the number of papers. So these are the various factors which is there, out of which to improve, essential for their job improvement, essential for the improvement of the knowledge, and then for improving the standardization. There are various studies are on it. Next one. Course available edX. Just one example I took from edX, that subjects architecture, then art, biology, business, chemistry, communication, computer science, data analysis, and statistics. What more? There are many more. I just picked only a few of it. These are the examples. And then now, of course, there are a few challenges. The first challenge is the completion rates. If you see, this is again a self-motivated course. There is nobody to be after you. The child, the student, or whoever is taken up, they have to have the free space and they should be able to complete it. So there are a bit of challenges in terms of completion rates, because second one is accountability and accreditation. Some courses are not accredited. I do have come across some courses like that. These are the challenges which we have to. Only thing, we should be very careful in choosing it. And accessibility. As I mentioned, there should be a good internet speed and then the time. That's all. When it comes to the family matters, the working woman, we have actually made another analysis for women. And when it comes to working women, the other factors, like the family factors and the health factors and the job factors, and there are many other things which also can be a hindrance to the completion of this MOOC. And of course, financial sustainability in the sense, there could be, we don't have to spend much, but yes, certain courses, certain universities, they are asking, it is required for the certification. So these are some of the challenges what we have come across. This is just a final slide. This says that yes, it's possible. If you want, everything is possible. It's a matter of our inner motive to complete it in the given time. With this, once again, thank you very much. Over to DrTPS.
That was Dr. Leena from Seeb Indian School, Oman. I think I gave the word MOOC in the flyer, but never thought somebody will come forward and send me a presentation PPT and said, this is what I have, this is on which I am working. So I was so glad to see that, that is the push, that is the kindness which she has. And it was, I think, whatever can be told. I could also speak, but I am not that systematically made such slides on this. And it was a very, very enriching lecture from Dr. Leena Francis, my sister. I think we have in my display, I'm seeing the next Dr. Sujiva from Sri Lanka, whom also I met a week back. She is also an academician. She is a very senior person who is probably taking care of making teachers in Sri Lanka and also in different parts of the other world, including China. She is heading some of the institutions. Welcome, Dr. Sujiva.
Thank you for the compliments, Dr. TP. And I'm actually encountering a problem with the electricity, so I logged via my phone. So I have a very good presentation ready with me, but I'm unable to present it currently. To my understanding, I do believe that Corona is a disguised blessing for us to work with online, right? Even at the beginning, it was like 2020, March 12, with the start of closure of the schools plus the higher educational institutions. The teachers has to select online learning, so that even though some old teachers, they were very resistant to adapt to the new system, they had to do so. Well, in terms of the younger generation, we are dealing with the Alpha and Z generation, and which we call them the digital natives. They are well, of course, they are far. What shall I say? They are moving with the technology, and we were far behind. We were lagging behind the technology. So when we deal with the smart children, the teacher has to be much more smarter. With the outbreak of Corona, a lot of people started this online teaching and learning. Especially, they were trying to blend it, but still blended learning means a part with face-to-face education. More or less, people talk about hybrid education and online and blended learning. they were trying to play out with this terminology, but still, what I do believe is even Sri Lanka is a developing country. We tried out online teaching and learning in the school system as well as in teacher training. But still, we found that due to the lack of connectivity, the bandwidth, and lack of devices, perhaps the knowledge, were the issues that we encountered. But still, when we consider the benefits, the students were able to use the technology effectively. They know what Zoom is. They know what WebEx is. They know what Teams is. They know how to upload the materials to the system. They know how to interact with. So thanks to the technology, we are here. We are here connected as a global village, right? So when I talk about MOOC, we do have a lot of avenues. Still, if I tell you, I have a strong connection with my university, which is in China, Hua Chung University of Science and Technology. I myself have sent several students to the university, and as well as they have started online learning and teaching. So if anyone who is interested, they can do fellow courses through MOOC. It can be part-time or full-time, and they are free to select their courses at their own phases. So I do believe that Corona has given us a chance to work with the technology, and we do hope that we can work together as an intellectual for the betterment of the young generation. There are so many avenues, so I'm just not much prepared for that, because Dr. TP never mentioned, as he admitted earlier. He just sent me the topic. And also the thing is, I am using my mobile phone, so I am encountering an issue. Anyway, it's a nice meeting. Thank you, Dr. TP, for the invitation.
It was so nice that Dr. Sujiva is, I keep saying, performance P is equal to opportunity, skill plus attitude. So I know Dr. Leena learned it from me for last 1 month. So I'm saying Dr. Sujiva now shows she has a skill, she has attitude. The opportunity of presenting was missing, but that doesn't matter. But she made it very clear practically what she can offer to people, right? So I'm sure this is what we want. We don't want to show people with full of opportunities here. We want to show this, that lack of opportunity also you can perform well. So this is a practical example of how you can make it happen. And when Leena was talking, she was talking about Salman Khan. All Indians don't take it. It is our actor Salman Khan. It is Sal Khan from, I think he's from Afghanistan, American origin, who did more than 7,000 videos. I keep telling when I go to high school students, if you have doubt, don't go to teachers, go to Khan Academy. Don't go to tuition centers, go to Khan Academy. Because he made every subject available in the world for that. I've been in US and I was giving classes for children in US how to prepare for SAT exams. To them also I told, they are also not aware of Khan Academy. Don't think that US people aware everything and the African people, Indian people don't know anything. That's not true. That they are also unaware of what is available in the world. There is no gap between developing and developed and underdeveloped nation when it comes to MOOCs. For them it is open. Only thing, connectivity. So I'm seeing my people from Namibia who want to join. Just now Justin joined, she missed 2 presentations. Right? Justin is the person who is driving all this program actually. So I want Justin to speak. Maybe soon after that, make Justin your requirements, your concern, what made us. Actually, I wanted the whole program to start by Justin's words, because she is the one who has triggered it. she is the one who wanted this to happen, right? I am doing it just for my sister Justin from Namibia. That's it. Okay, I want to show that the whole world is here to support her, and that is why I connected to many people, and with very very less, probably I don't know, many of the people who joined here also just had one or two programs together. That's it. So Justin, you can speak, make it very short. We will have lot of questions from you maybe at the end of the program. Soon after that we will go to United Kingdom. Yes, you can is really waiting, right? Yeah, Justin, go ahead. Yeah.
Good morning to all. Can you hear me?
Yes, you just go. That's it. We all are waiting to hear you.
Okay. First of all, I greet you all in the wonderful name of our Lord Jesus Christ. I'm so excited. I'm so happy to see new faces, to meet you. I am Pastor Justina from Namibia. I am here. The aim for me to be here, I want you to help me. How can I take my youth on the street? Namibia is a small country. We have many resources, but because of the leader, we say the leader, but we're supposed not to say that. We don't know why we are not even have access in our country. That is not my problem. Today, I just want to straight to the point. The main point I want to know, how can I take my youth out of the street? We have many children here. They have a desire to study. They have a desire to do something from the truth with their hands, but they don't know where to start. Some of them, they give themselves to be used. Some of them, they become drunkards. Some of them, they become prostitutes. Some of them, they take a wrong way. We are not hate them. We are not say why you do this, because all of this it become because of the poverty that controls the whole Namibia. We have a student that finished the school grade 12, but they don't have access to go further to study. We have those are failed grade 10 or grade 12. They still in the street. We have those, some of them, sometimes the youth can get married early, but 1 or 2 years, the man changed and they sent her back to their house. Now she remained she become a housewife because there is nothing she can do. For me to hear today, I just want to tell you that we need something that help the youth, to be stand, to work, or to if you keep somebody busy, you take that person in poverty, you take that person in a wrong decision. Because sometimes they go to a man become a killer, become a thief, just because for him he say he's going to get a bread, but that is not the right bread we want. We want a people that can come and train them, or we want a people that show us the way, which way we need to choose from this now. How can we talk to them? Some of them, their heart is already broken, maybe because they lost their parents, maybe because they lost their all the beloved one. But for today, for me, I need help to talk to who. How can we talk to them? They need love. How can we give them love? They need to be stand. How can they going to stand? Because if I am only one with DrTPS, we cannot do it. But when we put hands together, we can do it. Help me. This is my suggestion. Thank you.
We have Isabel. We had from Argentina, and we have people from Africa like Justin, who are all meeting every week on music programs. We are all enjoying. But when Justin came with this problem, I remember for last 2-3 months when I keep looking at how African youth is making money. You can see them cycling on the road, probably 80 kilometer per hour speed, and cycling 500 kilometers and earns very meager amount for their livelihood. So if you look at the energy, power, the resources available, probably the biggest continent we have, the 8,000 kilometer to almost 8,000 kilometer to north to south and east to west, with a large resource available, manpower, natural resources, everything is available. Maybe some portion is barren, but that doesn't matter. I'm sure the whole country can utilize the resources available, provided we have a good shake hand. Have a shake hand with Africa. I'm sure the rest of the world can become much bigger, developed, have lot of natural resources, but many people are looting it. But give something back to them to develop. If Gulf can make a large development in the desert, I'm sure African can make wonders in their land, because it's a mix of both. Correct? So I'm sure it all comes from the land where Dr. Queen Elizabeth is there. She keeps saying, yes, you can. So let us see how Queen Elizabeth is going to support to tell all of us, yes, you can. Welcome, my sister, Dr. Queen Elizabeth. Please.
Morning, good afternoon. Good morning, my professor, Dr. TPS. I have to get used to that. I hope you can hear me. This is my first time in your meeting. So I want to appreciate
Welcome,
you.
Sister Queen Elizabeth.
Yes.
This is
Good
Dr.
morning,
Abhinandan Misra.
Uh-huh.
Again, I am welcoming you here. Apart from Global University with Monira Sultana, I am here.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you, Dr. Misra. Thank you very much, Mrs. Linda Francis. Sorry, but that is my custom, because sometimes we need to appreciate those that are with us, because we are all human beings and we are all smiling. We are leaders, and I'm happy to say I'm standing right in front of my mentor, Dr. TPS. You're welcome, Sister Justine Natalie. You're welcome. Sorry if I don't mention your name, but you are all welcome. Because if I should seize this time to be mentioning all names, then my time will go. And I want to be here to listen to others and also to learn from others. I met Dr. TPS about, I think it's last week, Saturday, and I called myself an inspirational speaker and also author and also entrepreneur and a mentor for sitting right in front of Dr. TPS. He blew my mind. I mean, most of the things he was saying, I said, wow, why didn't I hear this 50 years ago? Because if I heard this, or many people in the world listen to him, then our system of education could have been changed by now. Our attitude towards education, towards life, towards relationship, towards entrepreneur, towards leadership would have changed by now. And I'm thinking, wow, I won't let Dr. TPS go. So immediately after the meeting, I connected with him and asked for his permission to be my mentor, because I want to learn new things from him in order to mentor and inspire the world. I'm founder of Yes You Can International, because I've written a book called Yes You Can, and because Yes You Can book is about my stories, my steps, my wisdom, and my, where I am at the moment, the reason why I am in this world. So, I don't know, am I to continue or should I? So, I'm also a mentor of the youth, women, and children. The reason I collaborate those three together is because my story started from when I was 14 years old. And at the moment, I'm still young, very young, still bubbling, and my brain is still working actively. I'm only just a young of 56. Because when you discover yourself at a certain age, and you know who you are, and you know your purpose on earth, that is the beginning of living. And for you to know who you are, and for you to discover your purpose on earth, then you need to learn. Learning is living, and learning is a lifelong. I always say to myself, and I also encourage others, that the day you decide or the day you stop learning, I'm sorry to say, that's the day you start dying. So learning is lifelong. And also, I'm a mindset and transformational coach. So what do I mean by mindset? It's like we have learned so many things in life. But for us to move to the next level and transform our lives and not being conformed or stuck in one place, stuck in what we've learned before, we need to renew our mindset. Mindset is everything. It's okay for us to sit and talk and speak and also to learn. But the day we start renewing our mindset and then making a decision that we want to move forward, that is the day we start living again. So it is very important that we keep learning. We keep renewing our mindset. We keep energizing ourselves. Like my pastor will say, that the more you learn, the more you look younger or you feel younger, because new things are coming into your brain. New things are coming into your mind. And what you've learned is what you are thinking. And what you are thinking is what you will become. Because all of us are here today as a leader. You will agree with me that what we've taught many years ago, that is the result of who we are or what we are doing now or what we've become or who we've become. So that is why we need to be renewing our mindset. I talk about fixed mindset and also growth mindset. Fixed mindset is about what I have known, what I have learned from people, from books, from textbooks, from everything, from everywhere. But when we talk of growth mindset, you need to be learning new things. New things need to be coming into your mind every day. So also, some of us, we can agree with me that in terms of education, it's about textbook. Let me tell you something. Well, I wasn't educated until when I was 49 years old. The reason is that I started as a house. I wasn't given opportunity to study because of so many reasons. Maybe they just thought I am not intelligent. They can't waste their money, especially in the areas in Africa where we believe that we can educate men and not educate women. Or sometimes they will say, if you educate women, they will end up in the kitchen, or they will end up with another person, and they might not bring the value of the money that you deposited in their life. So many reasons for that. So I started the journey, started improving myself, start getting better, even though I didn't have the opportunity to be in a traditional education or tradition, something like that. And there's something I was proving to the world, and that is, even if you were being denied not to go to the traditional classroom, you can still educate yourself, because I am a living testimony of that. So I keep researching, I keep learning, I keep listening to tapes, I keep reading the biography of the leaders, because I'm not attracted to what they have, but I'm attracted to how did they start? Did they go through any problem? And how did they solve their problem? I know everybody makes mistakes. How did they come out of their mistakes and learn from that? I mean, I could hear some of the American leaders will say they've been trying several times to become the leader or president of a country, and then they fail several times. So that means it's a message for us that failure is the beginning of success if you accept it. Mistakes you make is also the beginning of success. All what you just need to do is reassess it, and also look in that areas of how to improve it, and also learn from others. So these are the things that I was building up for more than 30 years. Within that period, I'm married. Within that period, I was raising little children. But I was acting on what I am learning from others. I will read a book from Barack Obama. I will read a book from some of the presidents of America. I will read books from even Margaret Thatcher. I will also go back across to Africa and read books from Nelson Mandela and some of these top people. And I will read their background. I will read their books. I will see the way I can fit in and learn from them. And that is how my own education started. And then when it comes to how did I become an entrepreneur? I'm the kind of person that I listened, I observed, and I watched. So it's not only just reading, because I will tell you something today. I don't know how to cram. And I know sometimes the system of education allows people to cram. But I will tell you the secret of cramming all these things they are teaching in class. I researched few students from my country. Guess what? I wasn't educated, but I researched from them. I asked them some questions after they have graduated. What did you learn from your school? They can't remember. So tell me something. If you go to school, you learn, and you can't remember. How do you want to implement it? How do you want to apply it? And how do you want to, how do you want to act on what you've been learning for 10 years, for 5 years, forever? You need to understand it better. So that's where I knew that people, sometimes they depend on the knowledge in the class, while I study broadly. I will also say something as well. Many of these successful entrepreneurs, they will come to the stage and tell you that, I dropped out from school. I didn't even study. I didn't do this. But many years after, people like, what's the name of the computer man? I've forgotten now, sorry. People like that will be invited to Harvard University to lecture people. And I'm thinking, you dropped out many years ago and you are coming back to lecture. I mean, they invited you as a special guest to lecture. I like that style. So I've started studying what makes them to be successful even though they didn't go to school. I learned that one. And one of the things I learned is that they even study more they research, they observe, they practice several times before getting it. You know, they are not afraid to fail, and they are not afraid to make mistakes. So these are all the things that I was learning from them. I said, wow. So now I can encourage the youth to say, it is good, go to class, it doesn't matter. Study, but one thing is this, know your purpose. Don't just go to school to study chemistry when your purpose is not chemistry. Always make sure that whatever you study, your purpose is aligned with your purpose. Because your time will waste, but your purpose will still stand. So you need to recognize your purpose, and whatever subject you are studying have to align with your purpose. And that will also give you better understanding. Because when you have better understanding, then you can apply it, and then it will help wherever you are going. So to come to that, so I studied that, their mistakes, their failure, and every other thing. Another thing I learned is that you can be a master or PhD degree holder and not get a job. It is very important, because application, you know, when you fill your application, you fill all your degrees, your certificates. But when it comes to interview, they are not well, they might look at it, but they want to see you personally, your personalities. They want to see your confidence in what you say you can do. And if you cannot display that, then you can't get a job. And that is why we see so many people, they are graduates, but they can't get a job. So these are the kind of things. Whereas somebody like me, that I didn't go to secondary university, got several jobs even in the United Kingdom. You will be asking me, how did I even pass the interview? Because, for example, my first interview, when my children were growing up and I wanted to work in the office, and this is local government management, so it's not ordinary organization, I went there boldly to say, I might not have that education, but I have experience. And then they will say, how? I might not even have experience like a circular job, but I've got experience in my home as a mother, as a wife. I manage the finance in the house. I manage the household in the house. I manage the every other things, domestic, everything in the house. So if I am telling you that I have experience, I have experience, because it might not be the way you want it, but it might be the experience that will help me to do the job that you want to give me. By the time I finish that interview, even by the time I reach home, they're already calling me, please come to the job. We accepted you. So these are the trick. You know, don't look based on the fact that, oh, I don't get the job, I don't have a job. No, you can use your own experience in your own in your own environment, in your own situation. You can use it. When you apply it well and you understand it well, you can use it to get whatever you want to get, even the job. And that is how I got that job. I applied for so many jobs, but when I go for the interview, there's assurance that I'm going to get it because I'm going there boldly. Guess what? I don't even speak good English, but I'm getting the job. And then when it comes to entrepreneur, my pastor always says something. If you look for a job, because there was time I have to set back to take care of my little ones, because God gave them to me to nurse, and I have to be there. So when you can't get a job that is suitable for you and your children, then what can you do? You don't fold hands and say, oh, nothing to be done. So what did I do? I created my own job. I looked for a market and I started trading so that I can fit in that time into my children. And did I do well? Yes, because I end up having 5 markets, employing people. And then from there, I started having shops, even here in the United Kingdom. As if that is not enough. I will trade, take care of the children. Then at night, when I've already put the children to bed, I'm getting my good computer designing, writing my inspirationals, and putting it in the, designing it and putting the frame, and also sell those ones as well. As if that is not enough, then I learned how to print, personalized gifts, and other things like that. And that led me to have shops for printing shops. So that is how I was going, because I was acting on what I believe I can do. And I did very well, even here in the United Kingdom. So that is the kind of things that I've written in my book, to say no condition is permanent. We are not perfect, but you've got to start from somewhere. You've got to first of all believe in yourself, know your purpose on earth. Start developing and bettering yourself. Don't limit yourself at all, because you have a lot being deposited in you. Only if we recognize it. So that is why I started all this. And then, unfortunately, at a certain time when I was making a good money here, I bought properties. My children were growing. I have a wonderful husband, because I'm still a wife, and I have to do my job, my duty as a wife and as a children. So I was doing all that, and I was progressing. I was succeeding, until one day I have to really slow down, because I need to take care of my health. Even with that, he only slows me down for some time, but I rise up again, because I know my purpose, and I want to continue to meet up with my purpose. And one of it is, and I just discovered I'm multitask actually. I'm a full-time secretary, PA to the director of a government. I'm also an entrepreneur. Now, what's next? I can write a book. And that is why I started writing a book. So my first book was published in 2018. As if that is not enough. I went to a cruise, because I always go to the networking. I used to go to conferences, seminars, because I always want to learn new things every day. Every day of my life. I want to wake up one day and say, yes, today there must be one new thing. Why? Because I want to give back. I want to inspire. I want to motivate somebody every day. And if you're going to do that, you need to feel yourself. So that when you are talking and releasing what you have, you need to gain back. That is why I say learning is ongoing. It's lifelong. And it's my lifestyle. So that is how I started speaking. I started speaking 2 years ago. This is the person they say she cannot speak. This is the person they say she doesn't have brain and she cannot amount to anything. This is the person they say she cannot marry. We're going to be celebrating our 30 years marriage very soon. So I want to give back to this youth, these women out there, empowering them. And that is why the theme, the mapping of my Yes You Can International is time. Time. Transformation. That is T. Transformation. Transforming lives, transforming leadership, transforming entrepreneurship, and transforming relationship. Inspire. And that is what I'm doing. Inspiring everyone, everywhere I go. Then mentor. I want to be there for youth, especially the youth of Africa. I'm glad that my sister Justin said something about Africa. One thing first about the youth in Africa, their mind needs to be renewed. Some of the mindsets they have is, I want to go to UK, I want to go to America, I want to make money. But they've forgotten something. They are sitting on the gold. They are sitting on the wealth. They are sitting on the resources. They just need a mentor and their willingness to learn and their determination to succeed and to know who they are. After they've got all these things, you'll be surprised that they can make it right where they are. If the government is not giving you a job, I'll tell you something about that as well. We all blame the government. We all depend on the government. But we have the ability. God has deposited in every one of us. We are all gifted. We are all resourceful and greatness in us. Stop depending on government to give you everything. You also be part of the journey. Make a history, make a difference, make a change, because you have the ability in you to do that. So we depend on the government. But guess what? Because in Africa we have a narrow mindset. Go and study law, go and study doctor, go and study engineer, go and study accountant. And then if the millions of people are they are studying all this, how do you expect the government to provide jobs for them? The population is growing every day. Or go and study computer, or go and study this. That's the only thing. But they never told us that it's not only just studying this. There's other things around it. That is why I make that haste to make DrTPS as my mentor, because I want to learn. He has another way of helping others. I want to invite him so that anytime I go to Africa and I'm addressing this youth, I will say, okay, I'm inviting DrTPS, come and speak and address them, because I learned new things last week. I learned some things fast. One of the things is be willing to ask questions. I've always said that. And then doctor, clarify it. If you don't ask questions, you cannot note everything. Imagine I'm speaking now. I can guarantee that not everything I've said that you understand. But when you ask questions, you clarify what has been said. And when you clarify what has been said, then you can understand it. And it's until you understand, that is the time you can apply or implement it. That is the time you can take action. You can take action on what you don't know or what you don't understand. So I also learned it from DrTPS last week. I also think as well that I learned from him as well is that let's look beyond classroom. I like that because I think I'm a living testimony for that. Don't just base your knowledge on teacher's knowledge. That's not who we are. And that is not how God presented us. When teacher told you something, when he's teaching you, then you need to do assignments. That is why sometimes they give us assignments. But you can go extra miles if you really want to know that subject. That's why many people graduated and they don't understand what they've been taught. They've forgotten. But when you understand it, it will go with you far. You research, you understand, and then you do extra. Don't depend. I like it. For example, I was listening to one of DrTPS video 2 days ago because I really want to learn from him. So I don't need to wait till we have face-to-face before I learn from him. So I was listening to his tape when he was teaching one young girl. And he said something. When your teacher, prepare yourself before going to class. Even if there is no lesson that day, you've already prepared yourself. And even when teacher is teaching, you've already equipped yourself by researching more outside what the teacher is going to say. And then he said something which is so sweet, that you can even more than your teacher, which is true. Because your teacher will come with his own knowledge. And then you are researching more on that topic. You will know more. So these are the kind of things that we need in our society, that we study more than what we are being taught in class. And I'm glad because he gave me encouragement. He inspired me last week of what I've been doing for the past 30 years. And I'm so grateful.
Thank you.
People like that.
Thank you, Queen Elizabeth. Now I am sure you made many people to say yes.
You can.
Not you can. I want Justin
Oh,
to
okay.
say yes, I can.
Okay, yes, I can.
Justin
Yes,
can
yes,
unmute and say yes, I can. Then this seminar is successful.
yes,
Yes, I can.
That's
yes,
it.
I can.
So we made Justin to say yes, I can. I'm sure we are good.
Yes,
We are good.
because the book,
So
yeah,
I think my son Harikrishnan is here from Dublin. He got his post graduation from UK, did his PhD in Ireland, Dublin. He has some other assignment. He's just leaving. You can say a few words and then go, Harikrishnan.
Yeah. Thank you all for sharing your experiences. It was really enlightening to listen to both of you, especially you, Justine, ma'am, and you, Elizabeth, ma'am. I just wanted to, like, I was going to leave quickly, but I just wanted to thank you for sharing your thoughts as well. And I think, especially between what you were saying and what Lena presented in the beginning, we get a sense of, I mean, the way I understand it now is that, yes, today we get a lot of opportunities to think about classrooms outside of the space that we call school. So the possibilities that something like the internet and the MOOC codes have opened up, like Lena ma'am presented. But then we're also met with the challenge of accessibility, like she said, even if it's in terms of women or if it's with kids from not so privileged backgrounds. In Africa, like both of you have mentioned already, but we have that in India as well. We see, children who aren't having the same access everywhere. So I think these are the challenges that come up with it as well. And I hope, discussions like this can create some sort of way to come together to overcome some of these to whatever little extent. So I wish you all the best. I have to leave, unfortunately, but thank you for sharing your thoughts and teaching us so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was my son from Dublin. He works on social studies for space. People require to dialogue like this for the common cause, probably.